Hello, mis amores. Welcome back. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I sounded mad Hispanic. My name is Bernice, in Spanish Berenice, but you can call me Bere because we're friends here. We're friends. Welcome back to Too Much on Purpose. On Purpose. Where we talk about being too much. Dique. Supuestamente. Supposedly. I'm such a perfectionist that I keep moving the camera around to see where the lighting looks better, but babes, I don't have a ring light anymore. And my portable one, the clip to hold onto my phone, it broke. So we're just gonna have to use the window. To the window, to the wall. I'm ranting right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. But we're in my room. I have no wall decor anymore. So it's just plain. It's just gray and white with a dash of silver and gold. But that's okay. That's okay. And I got cake that I saved yesterday. I thought somebody would eat it by now, but it's from a baby shower that we have from my coworker. That video is going up soon, if not first in this video. And yeah, it's chocolate cake. It's really good actually. So I'm gonna eat it while we talk. Today's video is going to be a part 2 of being too much. And of course, we got our handy dandy. Not our notebook, but our handy dandy notes. In my last podcast, I talked about being too much and how, people feel when they're told, especially me, when I'm told that I'm being too much and I'm not. You're enough. Today, I'm going to talk about how to break out of that bubble, or how to try to start breaking that bubble. And I don't think I touched too much on it. Maybe in the ending, I was saying how people that say that you're too much, they probably can't hold you. They're not at the emotional capacity to hold you with care and love unless they learn. Of course, in other words, that means that you've outgrown that person's emotional capacity. I saw this video. I forgot the guy's name. His name is Aaron something. If I find it, I'll put it up there. But he was giving a public speech to people, and he was talking about how you've allowed people to say something to you and then you internalized it. Why? Why are you too much? What is too much anyways? Right? That's a good question that I asked myself when he said that. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is too much? And so for each of these points, I actually found scriptures that aligns with it. And for this point, that too much is a projection, people projections that you internalized, I wrote, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds. And this is in Romans 12. To avoid this, you have to recognize that you're shrinking yourself to avoid rejection. There. I said it. I said it. You're doing these things. You're internalizing these things to avoid rejection. To this point, I wrote down that you should journal. That I'm going to actually start journaling. What does my too much really mean? And what is it trying to express? That's just the first point that I want to talk about. The second point I want to talk about, because I need my notes. I be forgetting, babes. It's trauma. This is a trauma brain. I be forgetting. Number 2. Shame makes you dim your light. And this is what I'm getting from this video that I watched. I think it's like a 20-minute video, and it just made so much sense. My main point here was Shame makes you feel like you're wrong for existing loudly. As I'm watching this video, and then I'm like really getting all the information, then he hits you with the essentially feeling like you're too much equals to feeling like you're not enough. Now, if you really think deeply into it, it makes sense. Because why are people telling you that you are too much? And why are you internalizing it and then feeling a way about it? Instead of feeling like rewiring your brain and feeling happy, you're feeling down. And then you're changing bits and pieces of yourself, or, shrinking yourself. You feel like you're not enough. People are telling you you're too much. You dim yourself down. And now you feel like you're not enough because you're too much. Make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Which is crazy because it actually does. The scripture that I found for this one was, those who look at him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. And this is from Psalms 34. And the way that I roll to avoid it, wow, I can't speak English today. To avoid it, I wrote, replace shame with curiosity. What does your too much want to create, say, or birth? So it goes with what I was saying. Like, why are you thinking like you're too much, but then also feeling like you're not enough? What is it trying to tell you? What is it trying to create in you when people tell you that you are too much? It's a projection. They're projecting onto you. To avoid this, or to uplift yourself and get out of that bubble, I wrote, practice reaffirming self-talk and say, my light isn't overwhelming, it's healing. Because babe, it's healing. Just to like get off track a little bit, recently, because I said in my last video that I absorb a lot of energy, a lot of people's energy, everybody's energy, right? And people tell me I have this light and this aura when I walk into a room. Sometimes when I get to know people, or like, I'm like already in the deep with them, friends, relationship, or family members, especially if I keep emphasizing on family because they be the first ones. But recently my boyfriend, he told me, I think it was like a few weeks ago, he told me that we were sitting in a car. I was cleaning out my car. And he told me how I brought back a spark in him. And I put that to thought. I brought back a spark in you. Like, he's been through some things and brought light into his life. And I was thinking, I'm like, damn, I keep bringing light into people's life. What about mine? What about me? Where's my spark? But I gotta rewire my brain and say I am the spark. What the fuck is you talking about, girl? Like, you have to rewire your brain. For my third, I put authenticity. Authenticity in a bubble. And my main point was, your real self is often trapped in a bubble waiting for permission to burst out. So, in this video that I was watching, and obviously I'm going to link it down below because I think it's a really good video and it made me reflect a lot. There was this lady talking about how, or was it a man? I don't know. But this person was talking about how, you often dim yourself down for people, just to conform and not to upset them. But inside of you, you have this bubble of energy, of lights, of this and that, wanting to burst out. And I was like, this is so true. Their bubble wants to burst out, but it can't because their nervous system is dimming them down. Or they're very spiritually in tune and something might happen. But that's another thing for another video. And the scripture that I got for this one was, now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And this is from 2 Corinthians 3. I said, baby, when I found this one, I was like, oh, yeah. Let it go. What Elsa said? Was it Elsa or Anna? Girl, I don't even know. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Some shit like that. I'm sorry. I'm saying scriptures and I'm cursing. I'm in transition. Please don't hold me accountable for this yet. I had to get my portable charger for my phone, my other phone, this phone. So we're just gonna continue. Let me get myself together. We're almost done here, so don't rush the video, please. Please, por favor, stay for the full video. My fourth point was sensitivity isn't a flaw. And then my main point here was feeling everything deeply doesn't make you weak. It makes you more in tune. And I kind of spoke about this already. Not in depth, but it does make you more in tune. Because why is being sensitive framed as being weak? You're not weak. You're strong, actually. Stronger than the people that are saying that you're too sensitive. Actually, everything that's being negative or seen as negative, reframe that into a positive. Turn it into a positive. Because that's how people try to get a hold of your emotions and of your thoughts. They have no control over you. You are strong. You are beautiful. You're handsome. I keep forgetting the handsome. You're handsome. Notice how the people that are framed as too sensitive or seen as weak always, and I mean always, turn out better in life than the ones that have, told them that or had treated them less than or whatever the case may be. Notice that. It makes sense. Psalms 23, anoint your head with oil. He anoints your head with oil. Okay? And set that table. He set that table, baby. I'm just saying. The note that I wrote from this section, I don't remember exactly where in the video made me write this in my notes, but actually I don't know. It was from my previous video. Feeling everyone's energy can feel like you're powerless. And the scripture that I found for this was, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And this is from Matthew 5. Let me read that again, actually. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Remember my note? It said, feeling everyone's energy can feel like you're powerless. It can feel like you're powerless, but you're not powerless. Blessed. Okay? You're blessed, and you shall see God. And again, it's all about reframing. You're being called sensitive, but what is sensitive? You're sensing something. What are you sensing that others aren't? That's the real question. And I'm going to just leave it there. The mic drop. All I'm going to say is trust your gut. Trust yourself. Trust God. What are you sensing that others aren't? Hello? Come on. My very last point, my favorite point of them all. Well, I like all of them, but this is my most favorite. You don't need approval. You don't need approval from nobody but yourself and God. If you're God fearing. But I'm just saying, yourself and God. You don't need approval from anybody. You don't need to seek validation from anybody but yourself and God. Because that's all that really matters, to be honest. Even though, obviously, sometimes you might care what others around you say, like your close ones, or like, you value their opinion. But why do you value their opinion? Why are you seeking validation from them? Just seek validation from God. You pray. You journal to God. Speak to God. Listen to songs. Like, listen to worship. Listen to worship. Come on. You don't need validation from nobody. You validate your own self. A very good section in that video stuck out to me. And it was somebody commenting back to Aaron. And that person technically said, being too much, dimming yourself down. Dimming yourself down. It's technically you trying to be more digestible to people. You're dimming yourself down, your light, for approval, in a sense, to avoid rejection and to be more digestible so they could tolerate you. What? Are you okay? Are you okay? Me talking to you, talking to me also. Are you okay? Nah. You're crazy. You're crazy. So that's what I wrote down here. You don't need to be digestible. You just need to be real. You just need to be real. Be yourself. And this is why I was saying let it burn. Don't like set hell loose, but just let it burn. Be real. Be you. Just be yourself. And I think I am very authentic. But again, I can try to, like, honestly, it's not even like I do it purposely. It just happens where I feel some type of way sometimes, and I just dim myself down unknowingly because they just set my mood down. But I'm not knowing, I'm internalizing everything that person is saying to me or doing, And I'm just like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I need to look in the mirror. Validate her more. Validate her more. And the scripture that I wrote for this one was, am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. And this is from Galatians 1. When I tell you, this verse, I said verse, wow, who am I? This scripture gagged me. Let me read that again. Am I now seeking approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. Do you know how bad, how hard I've been trying to escape the people pleasing allegations? Not allegations, it's actually true, but I'm seeking approval for people. I'm seeking approval of people. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Just going a little bit off topic. Sometimes I see how other people idolize certain things. They idolize celebrities, idolize their parents, like anything. Literally, you could literally idolize anything. And to my surprise, I'm over here idolizing people. People in my circle, of course, not just anybody. That's crazy. But that's the observation that I got from that. I'm seeking approval from other people and not of God. And that's crazy because I was thinking, but I'm like, no, like I pray to God, I journal. I'm always calling out to God, and I'm like speaking out loud or like writing down and listening to the prayers and all these things. But no, babe. No. Man, I'm just a potato. I sat there and I'm just like, wow, I'm just a potato. So what I wrote to avoid it, notice when you edit yourself mid-sentence. Notice when you edit yourself mid-sentence. Just say what the fuck you gotta say. Why you gotta pause and like, no. Instead, pause, breathe, and say what you really mean. In a respectful manner, of course. But don't edit nothing. Say what you mean. Say it with your chest. And I usually do that. But sometimes when I wrote edit, that was mainly for me. Because sometimes I would, like most times actually, I would say what I mean, but I would try to find different words to say what I mean, if that makes any sense, to make it nicer. No. Let's be respectful. Say how you're going to say it. But you don't got to like walk on eggshells to tell anybody anything. And I'm so mad at myself because I used to be this way. And it was portrayed as mean. When I'm not being mean, I'm just being real. I'm not being mean. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm being real. And I'm not talking about just now. I'm just talking about in general in my younger years. Like I would have to really edit and switch words out to make things more nicer for people so they don't feel away. You're gonna feel away regardless of the delivery. The affirmation that I put for this one was, I choose freedom over permission. And that's it. That's the video, guys. That is the video. I choose freedom over permission. I'm not asking permission for nothing. I am not walking on eggshells. And I'm not going to put myself in a box or in a bubble. I am not restricting myself. I am me. And of course, I always got to say this. If you got certain flaws, like negative things about you, obviously work on those things. Sins, work on those things. Everybody sin in some way, shape, or form. You gotta work on those. But I'm not editing myself. That's it, babe. Thank you so much for watching my video. Buy me some amores, amoritas.